Today I am going to discuss the innovation types. First of all, under this lecture, you can understand the different types of innovation. What is the innovation and invention? And also, we have discussed in the previous class also innovation categories, open and closed innovation, innovation dimensions, very, very important for the technology innovations, and company innovation potentials. So we are going to discuss these few topics in this today's class. So broader classification, when we see the broader classification of the innovation, the Champ actually he has written a certain book. In his book, he introduced these types of innovation: product innovation, the process innovation, input, and technology, and organization. He has categorized into 5: product, process, input, technology, and organization. And also, when we consider this 4 P's of innovation, when you study the marketing also we can find some 4 P's. So 4 P's of innovation actually: product, process, position, and perigram. Likewise, the product you can understand the introducing the new product or the substitute for the existing product. The process also you can another one is in the innovation, actually process automation. There is an existing process. When you want to automate that one to the existing process, that might not be the process innovation. So the process innovation, when you have to add something, you have or else you have to reduce the time or reduce the steps of doing that process. Likewise, you have to add an innovation component for the process. The position and pilgrim also the same. So when we categorize these innovations, innovation can be categorized sustaining and disruptive innovation. Sustain product or service, the disruptive product or service. When you get the automobile, let's see the Benz and BMW or else Cadillac, and also in the Toyota Nissan also we can introduce as the sustaining innovations. That means it has been introduced for few decades, and gradually the product has been developed, and now you can find well matured product. And also, when the product is sustained, the price is very high. So you know that the people who are going to buy the Benz or the BMW or any other high luxury car, they not only expect the comfortability, safety, and all, but also they expect the prestige of using that product. So when someone use the Benz or BMW, so he can have an image that he is a rich, or else he might be a company president or chairman or something like that. So sustain product are well matured. So the cost of that product is very high sometimes. Consider another simple example is wristwatch. You can understand the price difference between the Rolex, and even you can buy the wristwatch in the 1,000 rupees, so 1,500 or less than 5,000 rupees. But Rolex watch, maybe sometimes you can buy the wristwatch for the 1 million rupees also. Both these wristwatches show the time, accurate time, but that product is well matured, Sometimes when you buy a product for a 1000 or 1500 or 3000 rupees, there is no any proper brand. So the sustaining product, actually, when you consider sustaining product, those product has a brand and the brand name. So actually brand name is a hook that hang the brand in your the customer's mind. So by seeing that, by using that product, or the customers get an advantage of the prestige. Actually, they expect the prestige. The disruptive product and also the sustained product use the high technology, high and matured technology. So disruptive is not like that. Just introduce, consider the wristwatch, the Rolex, and the other. There are some wristwatches. Sometimes you can't find the brand name, and you have heard that brand name at the first time when you are going to buy the product. But both wristwatches show the time accurately. But no one knows when you wear that wristwatch, the brand name, no one knows sometimes. So, disruptive product, the low cost and use the technology, and especially the discounted shops always use this disruptive product, because the people who go to that discounted shop expect the low cost product to fulfill their requirement, not they are going to expect the prestige or any other advantages. So when considering this sustaining better products that can be sold with a higher margin to demanding customer, normally called the incumbents win. And also focused the demanding customers, both incremental and radical. I will explain what the meaning of the incremental and radical rest of the lesson. Don't worry about it. And the disruptive innovation is commercialization is simpler and more user friendly products which are cheaper and targeted to the new or less demanding customers, new entrants to win. Actually, this is a commercialization of simple. Actually, sometimes there are a certain customer segment, when they go to the shops to buy the products, they never consider the brand. They want the product with cheaper price, and they expect the user friendliness, and the money they are going to spend is not a higher amount, and they expect that they can use that product for the money they paid for the product, will not explain for a longer time, sometimes 1 year or 2 years time. After that, once again they are going to buy a new product, because new one, because they know that this is cheaper, and this is not the lasting one. So normally the new interest to the market always find these products, and also introduce the product and services not as advanced as existing one. As when you consider those products, sometimes they are not advanced as the existing or the well matured products, but offering other advantages, simpler, cheaper, user friendly. Likewise, you can find that means the sustained product does not have this one. Actually, user friendliness is you can find in the sustained products, but not the cheap, very expensive sometimes. Okay, and also focus on new or less demanding customers. Actually, this is also the same as the previous one. And can this disruptive product converted to the sustaining product? Yes, definitely you can. When you consider the Japanese automobile market, so before they come to the market, before they came to the market, actually, the Ford, MG, GM, and other vehicles were in the market, but they analyze the customer's perception and what customer expected from the automobiles. And in that time, the fuel consumption was very important, and the price, as well as the when you consider that one, uh, the material that used for manufacturing and user friendliness, as well as sophistication or the comfortability. They analyze these factors with what customer expect, and design the automobile cars to satisfy those requirements. That's why the Japanese car market win the world. So they produced, manufacture the vehicles with low cost, high fuel efficiency, with user-friendly features and user-friendliness features and sophistication of traveling there as well as driving there. So the the car market was very popular, and the Ford and other cars, demand of those cars gradually reduced by introducing these Japanese cars, Toyota and Nissan and other. Then, in the first time, those product also disruptive product, because no one knows the brand. Consider the 50 or 40, 50 years time. Those are not very popular in the world. In that time, Benz and BMW also there. Not popular, but the less demanding customers and the customers, those who expect the cheaper ones, accept that. And nowadays, since then, these companies develop the cars gradually. So when you consider the Toyota car company, they have 1,000 PhD, 1,000 engineers who are having the PhDs for the R&D department. So how they do the R&D, then you can understand from that the number of researchers. And they introduce the hybrid cars and ABS systems, different types of systems they introduce in the car. So having introduced those things, they gradually converted that car the sustained product. Now it has become the sustained. So they started from the disruptive one, and gradually with the time and the introducing the performances as well as some features, they could establish their brand name in the market, and the people always accept that one, and they could become the they could get the highest market share with the sustaining product. So the all disruptive products can be converted to the sustaining product in introducing those features. And when you consider the next, so two types of disruption. When you consider the disruptive products, there are two types of disruption: new market and low end. New market means compete with the consumption. The simpler, more user friendly can be used by less sophisticated customers. So these are some products you can find in the new customer: personal computers and transistor radios, copiers, and likewise not only these products, but there are some plenty of examples of the new markets. When you consider some electrical appliances or electrical item, you can find the new things in the market that with the considerable price, with more user friendly features. So these are disruptive products. After that, it can be converted to the sustained product. And low end, focus on the low tiers of main market, minimalist and discount stores. You can find actually now Sri Lanka we can hardly find those shops, but when you can go to the foreign countries, you can find the 100 yen shop in Japan and $1 shop in America or likewise, and $1 or $10 likewise. Then every item in that shop is $1 or $10 price. Like, so the low cost and target the low tiers. So then next we have to understand what is open and closed innovation. These concepts are very, very important. The open and closed innovation. The open innovation, when you consider the open innovation, the new imperative for creating and profiting from technology. So you can find the new novel products or sometimes services also, especially introducing the new technology. We can find it not especially the ICT technology. Introducing this one, we can find some innovative services, and the concept is related to the user innovation, cumulative innovation, know-how trading, mass innovation, and distributed innovation. When you consider by introducing the new technology, ICT technology, what are the new innovations you can find? Simply, when you consider the different taxi services, you can find from the mobile app, you can reserve the taxi and you can see in the mobile app the how taxi comes to your location to pick you. So it will tell the time that the taxi reach to your place to collect to pick you. Likewise, those are actually new innovation introduced using the ICT technology. Not only that, but analyze the different types of product and traceability systems. When you send a certain item to someone else who are in a different country and using some courier service or universal parcel service or DHL or any other, and you can you will be given a certain number. From that number, when you send that number to the person who are going to send that item, and also you can check the current position of the your parcel or the item, whether they have shipped or whether the parcel has been received to the country that you want to send, and how many days it will take to hand over your customer. Likewise, every information is given. Those are developed using the new technology. Actually, when you analyze, as you are an ICT student, you have to analyze certain innovative software that are using now, then you can understand the technology behind that, and even consider that is little bit old online payment method. Before introducing the online payment method, actually the online shopping was very successful because of the online payment method and also the courier services. You can pay from your credit card or from your debit card to the items that you are going to purchase using the online shopping online. So when you purchase it, the seller will send those items through the courier services. So they have an agreement with the courier services, and they handed over the items to the courier service to send it to you. So as those services are combined together, we can find those very innovative uh, services now. And also the when you consider the, I will tell you one story, the e-channeling system. So without e-channeling system, how difficult to get an appointment for a doctor in Colombo Hospital. The patients who are living in Anuradhapura or Polonnaruwa or any other district, Hambantota or Matara. So, the before introducing this e-channeling system, the patient had to come early in the morning and get an appointment, manual appointment from the nursing home or the hospital, and wait until the doctor comes. And after that, he had to wait a certain time. Unless he could get the number one, number two, he had to wait until the patients in front of him must finished, and then he can consult the doctor. And when he return back to the home, sometimes it will take 2 days. So very very difficult nowadays. Actually, e-channeling is one of the best ICT innovation when you analyze to introduce to get an appointment from the doctors wherever you are. Then you can get an appointment with the convenient dates for you. If you want to consult a doctor next Friday, you can search that particular doctor, the availability of the particular doctor in which hospital, which nursing home, and get an appointment. And also you can select the doctors who have high specialty of your that you want to consult. So likewise, the thing that those are the very successful ICT innovations. I told you the e-marketing websites as well as online payment methods and e-channeling. That's why I told you have to analyze those ICT products and the technology behind that, of that ICT innovations. So the open innovation is like that. In the new models of open innovation, the company commercialize both its own ideas as well as innovations from other firms and seek ways to bring its in-house ideas to market by developing pathways outside its current businesses. So, in open innovation, the company invite for the outside people also to do some innovation, and they will provide the facility to market those product in as if a company product. So they may have some agreement for that one, and they will the company will pay. For an example, company get a certain percentage from those outside innovators, and for using their company names and the brand names to do those innovations. So note that the boundary between the company and the corresponding environment is previous, represented by the shared line, actually a dash line, and enabling innovations to move more easily between the two. So normally we can find something like that. The companies normally get an agreement for the university research lab, and the company give the ideas to the those research labs and ask to develop the product, the services or products, and that company will fund to that research lab for in order to develop that idea. Then after developing that, they will get the idea and implement it. Sometimes the research lab do the prototyping only, then the mass production will be done by the company. And for this idea, the company will give the loyalty fee like that, and promote through the company. So then the company can find the new market or enhance the current market, and especially the companies, those that may not have a good R&D department, use those methods, the open innovation. And sometimes they will provide the know-how also, the required knowledge, or the brainstorming, conduct the brainstorming sessions also. And the close innovation happen in the closed environment, often performed by the individual scientists and or the employees. So in this closed innovation, consider the product like this. The nuclear producing the nuclear bombs or the weapons or the ammunitions. And also when the ICT, when you consider the Microsoft company developed the Microsoft operating system and Office operating system as in-house product, they are not going to get any R&D part from the outside ICT specialist or the engineers. So they develop as their own product in their company premises with using the R&D staff of the company. So there are two reasons for that one. They don't like to give their technology to the others, external parties. And also the next one is, they can, if they develop by themselves, they need not to have some partnerships or need not to pay some royalty fee for the others. So that's why. And also there are some products, as I explained, the nuclear bombs and the arms and ammunitions. The technology cannot be given to the external parties. So if those companies give the technology to the external parties, that will be a mass distraction of the country. So so that those innovation will be done in the closed environment. In closed innovation, the company generates, develops and commercialize its own ideas. So they are not going to give the know-how or the technology to the external parties. And this philosophy of self-reliance dominated the R&D operations of many leading industrial corporations of most of the 20th century. Even in the, when you consider the automobile industry, that also will be done the same thing, because they are not going to give the technology to the others. And also when you consider hybrid technology, 20 years time the Toyota users used those hybrid technology, but they did not give to the others. They had the patents and they used by themselves with their automobiles. So when you compare the closed and open innovation, we can find these characteristics. All the best people in the closed environment, all the best people are working for the company. And R&D creates profit only when they invent and develop and market everything themselves. No, they are not going to get any idea, or they are not going to give know-how to any party, external party. And if they develop the product themselves, they will be the first on the market. As I explained you, the hybrid technology. The Toyota introduced the hybrid technology in 2000, or before, yes, in nearly 2000. They used that with their vehicles only. They did not give that technology to the other car companies. So they had to develop the methods by themselves. So winner is who gets the innovation to the market first. First come uh, the the company that introduce at the first time could win the market, and they will win if they develop the most of the ideas at the best of them, and also they have their intellectual property under control, so that their competitors can make an advantage from that. So that then they invent and develop and get the patents. So if the other company wants to use that, they can get they can sell the patent rights and get the royalty fee for the patients. And then early birds catch the worm. That means if you introduce something in the first time, you can get more advantages. So when you consider open innovation, not all the best people are working for them. They must work with the clever people within the and outside the company. So they are going to invite the outside researchers, then R&D people to contribute it, and they get their ideas. The company get their ideas and publish it. External R&D can create remarkable value. So that will be a remarkable value. To employ it, they need absorption capacity, often as internal R&Ds. So research and development can create profit even if they do not initialize the perform it themselves. So they are not only depend on the internal R&D departments, but also they depend on the external R&Ds like universities and other individual researchers, and they will win if they make the best use of internal and external ideas. So that's why those open the companies who practice the open innovation can always invite for the external people, and also they must able to profit from others using their intellectual property, and they must license the intellectual property if they support uh, their business model. So these are the comparison between the open and closed innovation. I think now you can understand, and when you analyze with the product, you can distinguish whether this is the open innovation and this is the closed innovation. And there are other examples actually. When you consider the nuclear industry, mainframe computers can be considered as in a closed innovation. Not only that, MS Microsoft operating systems, MS Office, likewise. Open innovation, sometimes PCs, movies, likewise. Mostly internal ideas, many external ideas can be seen, and low workforce mobility. Low workforce mobility because the internal staff only use for this one, and high workforce mobility because external researchers are invited to contribute that, and low role of the venture capital, active venture capitals, because they use their own resources, and so that they don't have any venture capital. But active venture capital means those companies will fund to different universities and research labs and have some agreements with them for R&D activities. And few new business weak ones and many new businesses we can find from the open innovation. And universities are not the important as the sources of the idea here in this open innovation. Universities are not important as the source of ideas and peoples. So both when you consider, sometimes these universities play a big role of the open innovation. So what are the company innovation potentials? When you consider this company innovation potentials, you can find company with high innovation potential scores high in the following areas: strategy and planning. Sometimes when a new management comes to the company, the strategies and planning will be changed. And sometimes if they have the profit generating rather than providing the service, sometimes the strategies and planning might be changed. So recently also one big company here also there is a branch, IT company has changed the management. IFS has changed the management, and they acquire in a different management team. The marketing, the way of doing the marketing, sometimes the company didn't have any plan to go to the online marketing. They can have a new policy of doing the online marketing and get the global customers. And technology process, quality management, and also logistic and human resources. These are the potential areas of the company innovation. In here, we have to focus on the technological process. And even though there are several areas for that one, but in our course module, we have to focus on the technological process and also the logistic and stock control. So I will give you some research paper to read about this logistic and stock control. You have heard even in the Fortune 500 companies, the number one, the Walmart supermarket chain. The origin is US, but we can find different branches all over the world, and that is the largest supermarket chain in the world. So they have developed the highly sophisticated inventory control system using the technology. So they use the RFID tags as well as automated system to place the item in the warehouse. Then when they want to get those items from where they have already stored, they can easily trace the place and get those items with the least time with that technology. So you can find some self-driving vehicles inside the warehouse premises to load and unload from the lorries and also place those items to the place where they have allocated. Likewise, you can find the maximum use of the technology. And this is also very, very important. Innovation dimensions. You can analyze each and every product that you are going to use, even your mobile phone or your computer or your television, using these dimensions. So dimension, there are four parameters we have to understand: modified technology and new technology, and modified benefit for the user and new benefit for the user. When we use the modified technology and modified benefit to the user, you can use the incremental innovation. Those products are incremental innovation. And new technology and modified benefit for the user, that you can get the tech oriented, technology oriented product or service. And modified technology and new benefit for the user, new application, and new technology and new benefit to the user, that will be a radical innovation. Radical innovation. So let's try to understand these four using examples. Consider that the television that you are going to use, and everyone is using the televisions. They have some LCDs or some LED televisions, and you can understand the difference. What is the benefit for the user? By introducing the LCD to the LED, could you get the new benefit to the new benefit? No, actually modified benefit you could get with the, is it that a new technology or modified technology? So you have to understand that LCD and LED, a new technology or modified technology. You can argue whether it is a modified technology or else a new technology. If it is a modified technology, the incremental innovation. So it will be the incremental innovation. And consider the another product. Let's try to analyze the internet. When you consider the internet, World Wide Web, ICT and World Wide Web. Actually, that is a new technology. Before introducing that one, it is a new technology, and the people could get the new benefit for the user. In such case, it would be the radical innovation. So get the mobile phone, smartphone, and sometimes your parents were using the mobile phone. Those phones were not smart. The smartphone, the difference is you can connect to the internet from your mobile device, as well as it can be connected. It will be operated using the operating system like Android or iOS. So consider that the mobile phone, whether the users can get the modified benefit or the new benefit, or the technology, modified technology or new technology. So then you consider the even the mobile phones use the operating system, that could be the new technology, and modified users can get the modified technology, so that you can see that is the tech oriented product. Likewise, you can analyze the product or service that you are using these innovation dimensions. Let's get the idea, radical and incremental innovation. So especially understand what is the radical innovation. Radical innovation means new benefit with the new technology. Incremental is modified benefit for the modified technology. So you can find some automobiles here. You can this has only 3 wheels, and you can this modified benefit with new technology. Another one, the radical innovation. Radical innovation upsets the organizations or the industry's existing business model. So, by introducing this radical, so radical, what is that radical? Consider this radical one is this the new benefit and new technology, so that the companies may have a new customer segment for that product or service. So the company get an extra advantage of having a new customer segment for a new, completely new product. Disruptive technology displaces the established technology. So next one, the radical innovation. The broader classification of this radical innovation, it is sometimes new to the world. As I told you, new benefit with the new technology. So please understand that dimension, new technology with new benefit for the user. Breakthrough innovation and discontinuous innovations are synonyms. And the term disruptive technology is used to identify the radical technological innovation. The disruptive technology, that means new technology use and new benefit for the users, as well as completely a new product. Sometimes that product may not mature, because with the introduction, I will explain in the rest of the classes, actually not this course module. When I introduce the entrepreneurship, innovation management and entrepreneurship as the FT course, you will be able to understand the marketing concept. In that marketing concept, you can understand when the product is introduced to the market, a large number of customers accept it. So with the popularity of the product and the users word of mouth, that product or the service will popular, and gradually it will increase the profits. And so that's why the disruptive technologies use identify the radical technical innovation, so that at the beginning we cannot find the large number of customers who accept those products. And next, those are some radical innovations. Instead of the automated teller machines, wherever you are, whenever you want, if the machine is there, you can withdraw the money from your bank account, and no need to go to the bank within the office hours and waited for the queues and get the money. And this is very convenient nowadays. So consider the e-banking system, mobile banking. Nowadays, when you want to pay the utility bills from your bank account, you need not to go to the bank. You can easily pay for the utility bills, remit the money to someone else account that you want, and also you can get the balance. You can open an account. Everything can be done without going to the bank because of this ICT innovations and the technology. Recently, I heard that one of a state bank is going to introduce the e-wallet. So, having some additional features of the e-banking system, that is the next step of the e-banking system. The radical innovation can be defined as the innovations which one or more of the following characteristics. These are the characteristics of the radical innovation. Entirely new set of performance features, because new technology and new benefit, and improvements in the performance features of 5 times or greater than. So, and also a 30% or greater reduction the cost. So when you introduce a certain technology, either you have to save the time, or else uh, you have to increase the efficiency, and also is the work done actually user friendless, and also changes of the basis of the competitions. So in this pandemic situation, it's very very help for the uh, customers. By introducing the mobile banking, they need not to go to the bank for their day-to-day activities. So next we see the incremental innovation actually exploit existing from or technologies. Here is some incremental one. The computers actually, before that also you can see the Pentium series, Pentium 3, 4, then dual core or core to do, then i3, then i5, i7, and i7 extreme edition, and in but nowadays we can find the i9 also processors. So this is the incremental one. It is either improves upon something like something that already exists, or reconfigures an existing from or the technology to serve some other purposes. You know that by introducing these different processors, the efficiency could be increased. That is called the incremental innovation. And industry timeline for the radical and incremental improvements, that when you consider the industry, actually here I want to tell you something for this one actually, if, especially the computer hardware development. De Morgan, he is one of the founder of the certain microprocessing company, and De Morgan said that the technology is doubled. ICT technology is doubled every 18 months. That means every 1.5 years time, the technology will be doubled. And also as the technology is doubled and introduce new technology, the lifetime of the devices may have the devices may have a shorter lifetime. That means sometimes 1 year before you could buy a computer for, let's say, 100,000 rupees. Now you can buy Core i7 Extreme Edition one for the 90,000 or 100,000 rupees. With the technology is the increase, but the reducing the price also. The industry timeline of radical and incremental innovations, the cost per improvements, and time. So at the beginning of this one, and this is actually, we cannot implement this one for the multinational large scale industries, but medium and small scale and medium industries, they will gradually uh, at the beginning we can find some small incremental improvements, and after a certain time period, after a certain time after, so you can find some the radical innovations. Radical innovation, this is the combination of the small and radical innovations. Here you can find these things. Example of these incremental innovations. Before that, you can find here uh, the automobiles, how it develops. Now you can find here and also You can find some vehicles like this, and even in the when you find the bulbs, you can find the compact fluorescent light CFL. Now you can find the light emitting diodes LEDs, how it develops. So this, let's try to understand what are the characteristics of these successful innovations. What are the characteristics of these successful innovations? The semantics collection of all impulse urge that could lead to the innovations. The if you are working in a in an environment that has the innovation, always motivate for the innovation, you can find these characteristics. Creativity employers, ability to evaluate the possibility of innovation ideas, and also good teamwork we can find, and project-based approach and ability to manage project-based approaches and ability to manage the projects, and also cooperation with the external experts. Sometimes they may have some collaboration with the universities, external research laboratories, and proper rate of risk taking. If you make a mistake, the company bears it. You are not going to blamed. So you always encourage the company, not you are going to punish for your mistakes. And employees motivation, then they have conducted several innovation competitions, and provide some rewards and awards for these new innovations, and innovations will apply with their company business process. Sometimes if the company is a manufacturing company, the company will apply your innovation with the production flow. Likewise, you will be encouraged to do more innovations, and continued education of the employees, having some training sessions, lectures, brainstorming sessions, everything will be provided to upgrade your knowledge and do more innovations, and ability to finance the innovation activities. Always finance for these innovation activities. So here are some examples as technology innovations. Those places will apply the highest technology with their business process. The Walmart, and as well as when you consider other companies, the automobiles, when you consider automobile companies, you can find these companies will apply high technology. And finally, I explain that 4 P's of innovation. Product innovation, one of the product innovation, Apple Airport, improves the current product that is already offered to the user. What are the differences of this Apple iPod with the wired earphones? So this AirPod connect using the wireless connection. No need to have the wires. So you can see the innovation behind that product. And process innovation innovates the way in which product are created and or delivered to the user. Next on position innovation. This involves relocate of the user's perception about the certain product. The position innovation actually relocate the user's perception. That is very, very important. If a user has a certain idea or image of a certain product, so the position innovations try to relocate in a good position of that product of a certain product in the customer's mind. So another one is paradigm innovation. That is, this relates to the mental model which define that the certain business is all about business world redefined. So likewise, you can find different four piece of innovation. So when you consider the detailed innovation process, first of all, you have to do the research and discover a certain thing. And when you are going to research and discover, we'll see whether this product or service, whether it is ICT or anything, this innovation will satisfy the users or the customer segments unsatisfied or needs, and develop it and patenting and approval and get the patent or the approval and go to the production and marketing and adoption. Marketing and adoption. So that's that for the